From the supremely delightful to the very concerning.
Holla at me, baby, bust it open, bring it back. I'm the realest killer in it, I don't even need an act. Throwing up the racks, I'm just throwing up the racks, baby.
The good news is, guys, hitting my mic there, Cole Palmer is the best footballer in the world. Genuinely, what an insane... I mean, look, I did a match review on yesterday's win. The world has since reacted to that Cole Palmer performance, especially in the first half at home against a very good Brighton side. Everyone's lost their minds over it, understandably. He broke the record for most goals in a single half of football, and this is Cole Palmer in an embryonic Chelsea side that's learning their way. This isn't Sergio Aguero in a seasoned Man City, or indeed a Haaland in an insanely seasoned Manchester City side. This is little old Cole Palmer, who's just breaking records for fun. We're going to speak about him a little bit, and we're actually going to look at his an update on his X-Value stats page, which is going to be fun for all you nerds out there. We are going to speak a little bit on Rob Sanchez as well, of course, the yin to the yang, or the other side of the story. He's released a sort of, not statement, but he's put a post on social media about his performance. We'll speak about that as well, so thanks for joining me. We're going to have a good time today, you and I, so if you're into it and you dig it, please do drop a like on the video. I do appreciate that. Means a lot to me. If you're new around here, subscribe. If you're not new or you are new, make sure you hit that sweet bell, baby. Yeah. All right, man. So should we start off with Rob Sanchez before we wax lyrical about the young man, the superstar that is Cole Palmer? Yeah, let's do that. So let's look at this social media post from Robbo. Here he is. Mistakes happen. We are all human. Except the legend Cole Palmer. Flame emoji. Thank you, fans. Prayer hands emoji. This group can achieve big things together. One day I help. The next day they help me. This is how we grow as a team. Now, there's a lot to react to here. Obviously, he's like, sorry, guys, but, you know, this is going to happen. And Enzo Maresca came out and said, guys, why we play like this, this will happen. We will concede goals like this. No, I'm not having that. I'm sorry, I'm not having that. The two goals in question are so avoidable, and we've seen them before from Rob Sanchez. I understand why Maresca is saying it, and by the way, disclaimer, I'm not completely going to execute, you know, it isn't a hit piece on Rob Sanchez at all. It's just a discussion point. I understand what Enzo Maresca said, you know, he's being strategic with his words. He's doing the right thing in protecting his goalkeeper, trying to like take the heat off as you should do. But we as fans need to evaluate the situation. I looked at that performance yesterday and thought, ruddy heck, imagine if we had like Alisson in goal, you know what I mean? Or something like that. So someone who can play with their feet. But even like Edison, who's been a little bit wobbly of late, just a superstar, like assured goalkeeper. Now, some will argue, some from the Chelsea camp will argue, like Ben Roberts and co, and indeed others at Chelsea, apparently, I'm reliably informed, are high on Rob Sanchez. They feel like this isn't the finished product. This is what he is right now, and he will get better. Let's get that prayer emoji out again. But that isn't good enough, and that I personally feel like you can't hide behind the style of football that you'll concede these kind of goals and chances. Certain ways, if you're really passing out tight from the front of the press and someone gets their foot in and, you know, carves around the keeper, fine. But it wasn't that. It was silly decisions from Sanchez, and he's done it before. Now, he's also made excellent saves. Even in this game where he's apologising when mistakes will happen, he made some excellent saves. He's got the capacity to make superb saves. In fact, to the point where you think it's really impressive for such a big, because he's a big boy, he's a big guy, right? And he can get down really, really quickly. He can do those quick reactions, sort of slap saves. He can claim balls really confidently, which is something that scarred me from the times we've had Kepa in goal. He just wouldn't come out and claim a ball. And then do you remember like Mendy came into the side and we were all like, oh my God, he's the best goalkeeper in the world because he like claimed a cross. we were hurt, you know, we didn't understand that that's just a basic thing for a goalkeeper at the top level. Mendy had an amazing, like, you know, whatever, like 14 months in a Chelsea shirt, and we'll forever be grateful for that sort of purple patch, I suppose he had. And, you know, he had a great point in his career, Champions League, AFCON, and all that kind of stuff. Great goalkeeper, Club World Cup. But he did sort of slip a little bit, to the point where Kepa came back in, lest we forget. So, you know, let's not rewrite history here. The point is, we haven't really had a superstar keeper since Courtois, and I'm reluctant, often, to praise Thibaut Courtois, because I think he's a bit of a penis. excuse me for using that word. But I think, genuinely, on form, I think he's the best goalkeeper in the world. I do, and like I think he was amazing at Chelsea, probably undervalued, but went up a couple of levels at Real Madrid. We were all hoping, you know, our inner tribal football fan were hoping he'd fail a little bit, and he did have a really rough start, but then he just turned into friggin' Super Saiyan goalkeeper. So yeah, you know, it's tough because I look at a lot of goalkeepers, and they've in the Premier League, and there's a lot of teams that have goalkeepers that you'd probably feel a little bit safer on in certain situations. Like, you know, Liverpool, even with like Kelleher, I think they've probably got a couple, you know. And look, give him his flowers, Sanchez. He had a couple of excellent games. I came here on this channel and I was like saying, wow, this dude has suddenly woken up. He's sick. And even in this game against Brighton, he made good saves. Good saves. And to be honest, like, we could even maybe see, I can probably, let me just check one quick thing. I'm going to pause the recording. Yeah, to be honest, it's not worth showing. When I paused the recording just there, I went on X Value and I was like, does he have really impressive stats that I can present to you guys that stand out, that he's really good at stuff? And to be honest, he's really, really mediocre on the stats table. Nothing to really, you know, phone home about. And to the point where we look at him with the eye test and we see good saves, we see the odd good pass, and we go, right, there's a good goalkeeper in there. But, you know, if that cost us in that game, for example, if we drew 2-2 and he was, I think, at fault for both goals, you'll be like, well, he's taken 2 points of us there. Do you know what I mean? To the point where if they win 2-1, you could be like, he's robbed 3 points. Maybe that's a little bit unfair. I'm probably being a little bit over the top and dramatic there. But I'm back on the doubt wagon. Let me know what you think about Rob Sanchez. Again, be fair, he does make great saves. He can make good passes, but do you trust he can become this guy? He's still quite young for a goalkeeper, isn't he? He's 25, isn't he? I think he's 25, which for a goalkeeper, to be honest, is really, really young still, because goalkeepers go for like another 10 years. He's 26. He turns 27 in November. Okay, so he's not a kid anymore, but there's definitely goalkeepers. Some goalkeepers reach their prime of 30 plus. We'll see. Let me know what you think about Rob Sanchez. Comment down below and let's talk about more positive stuff. And that, of course, is Ruddy Cole Palmer scoring 4 goals. Probably should have scored more. I watched Match of the Day just this morning. I saw him hit the post. He missed that shot that you'd put the farm on him to score. That goes just wide. Dropping deep, doing those quarterback beautiful passes. Of course, that sensational free kick. That is just... He was asked about that free kick afterwards, like, do you practice free kicks? Obviously, as you'd ask someone who's just scored that. And he goes, nah, not really. I just sort of mess around in training and stuff. In true Cole Palmer fashion. Lovely stuff. Yeah, like I said, he's broke the record for first half goals. I was just really, I thought, right, what was it? It was like 40 minutes. He was on 4 goals. I was just thinking... Well, he'd already broken the record for the first half, but just get a couple in the second half. All you need is another open play goal, and hopefully we win a penalty again, and you've broken the all-time record for goals in a single Premier League game, above Shearer, above Aguero, and all them, man. Do you know what I mean? And because they've only ever scored 5, which is still insane in one game. And again, I must stress, not a striker. I know he's on penalties, but not a striker. So absolutely incredible. And by the way, there's only a handful of players that have scored 4 or more goals on 3 occasions. I believe he's up there. I think, again, Aguero and a couple of others maybe. You'll have to forgive me if this is an incorrect stat. I believe this was on Match of the Day. Aguero and a couple of others have scored 4 or more goals on 3 occasions. No more than 3. Of course, it's happened twice for Palmer now, with Everton last season and Brighton this season. And you would, in his 9 years at Chelsea to go, you'd bet on him doing it again, and who knows, maybe even again. So just check him out on the pointless transition. Let's check him out again on X Value. I want to have a quick look here, because every game he plays, there's more data to refine what he is. As you can see, look at his heat map on the right-hand side. He does play in the right-hand pocket. Enzo Maresca isn't playing him as a number 10, isn't playing as a right winger, because at number 10, number 10s, You see him here, and they sort of go down here. He's never going on the left at all. So he's literally playing as this almost offensive number 8. It's almost like this Enzo Maresca system is perfectly tailored for him for the space he likes to occupy. As you can see, his performance spider chart here is absolutely insane for an attacking player. You don't expect Cole Palmer to make aerials. It's not his game. He plays with the ball with his feet. It makes a tiny bit of recoveries, but not much. Generally, what's maxed out is his dribbling, his, of course, carries, shooting, assisting just as high, if not higher than the shooting, and passes, of course. Just yesterday as well, just seeing him spray those passes on the half turn first time. Player functions, as you can see here, he's nice and balanced. He's balanced. He's mainly a 1-to-1 explorer, which is like a sort of these attacking wingers, but also chance creator, which is like a creative player, essentially, you know, playmaker, and the tiniest 0.1% mobile finisher. Cluster metrics, 1-2s opened, dribbles, cutbacks, open play, crosses. This guy is a get you going attack. He's the engine. He is an engine in the attack. Like, he's the guy who moves you forward, creates chances, finishes chances, terrifies the opposition. He does it all. Literally, he is like the sort of heart. Literally the heart. You know, if it like, I suppose we had two hearts in the last sort of golden generation of Chelsea. It was sort of Hazard and Kante. One was get you going, one was sort of keep you safe. Maybe that's Caicedo and Cole in this situation. All right, so let's have a look at some of his stats here. Now, guys, I think you need to see this. Direct goal involvement per 90 mins. He nearly has nearly 1.8 goal involvements, which of course is either a goal or an assist every 90 minutes. In fact, every 51 minutes he scores or assists. That, of course, is insane. Absolutely insane. Takes a good shot volume. Generally, I want my striker to take 4 or more, and if Cole Palmer's taking 3.2, that's totally fine. Let him take that. And literally 50% of his shots are on target, which is strong. Again, he's not Erling Haaland camping out in the 18-yard box. He is this kid that's like, you know, cruising all over the right hand and middle flank and stuff. So he's all over the gaff. Build up 1-to-1s. Attempted passes per 90, 33. Yeah, it's not actually that many. And if you watch how Cole plays, actually, like they highlighted this on Match of the Day, his positional play is superb. Again, it's not just the passing, it's not just the assisting and finishing and whatever. It's when to make runs, because he is a marked man now. He is a marked man. I said this recently, it's almost peculiar. Like, they give you a whole season of playing amazing, right? And then your next season, they're going to start kicking you and you're a marked man. It's so peculiar. It's almost like they didn't even do it at the end of last season when he's already clearly like one of the best players in the league. And now from the like get-go, they're like, right, all stand round Cole Palmer. But it doesn't seem to affect him, especially in this game. He managed to always break free, like from 4 players, break the lines, time his run perfectly, you know, occupy the right space, know who's surrounding. For a kid that seemed a little bit, you know, not super sharp, he's super sharp on the pitch, I'll tell you that much. All right, this is going to blow your fragile little minds. Firstly, pass map, very, very strong in terms of different areas on the pitch. Polar chart, his strongest elements are expected value added. That is no surprise at all because he is the beating heart of the Chelsea attack. Expected threat from passes, insane. And expected assists from open play, so not taking corners and free kicks. Although he does take corners and free kicks. Very strong non-penalty XG and still good stuff like successful crosses. Now, this is where it goes insane. Because again, he's not a striker, but he's still got 0.62 expected goals per game. He's in the top 4% for all elite attackers with that. And of course, he's on penalties. He is slightly less with non-penalty XG, but still nearly half an XG per game for him. Is again in the top 6%. Non-penalty XG per shot. Well, he takes hard shots, so there's no wonder that's low. This is insane. Of course, here on the left-hand side, chance creation. Again, 98th percentile for expected assists. And that's, of course, includes corners and free kicks. But if it's just open play, He's in the 99th percentile, the top 1%. There is nobody better than Cole Palmer at this stuff. And again, expected value added, which of course is the metric that sort of quantifies all the dribbling, passing, and just how you help the attack. The top 1%. Sensational! And again, from progression, very, very strong. 96th percentile. And from passes, 98th percentile. Unsurprising. This guy is a supreme passer. I tell you what, the boy is good, and I'm not sure he knows it. Of course, Maresca was asked about this in his post-match press conference. Like, yeah, if he was going to change, he would have changed by now. He says, look, he's already had this sensational season, people talking about him, and he still keeps his feet on the ground. Look, I love watching his post-match because he's almost like he just doesn't know what all the fuss is about and like why people was talking about it. But he is such a blessing in the time that we've had a very, very difficult couple of years. Maybe things are coming together. Just maybe. And why not? Like, you know, Joao Felix didn't play yesterday and his last game for Chelsea, I know he played against the Football League side, but looks like an absolute, you know, Rolls Royce. These players are in the Chelsea team, you know. Lavie is coming back. Looks like he needs to settle a little bit. Reece James will eventually return, and that will be a good thing. And no matter how good Malo Gusto plays, trust me, Reece James coming back. Of course, in Stamford Bridge yesterday, you had not Todd Bowley, even though him and of course, Badad Igbali were pictured together at the West Ham Stadium, of course, you know, making nice. But it was Badad Igbali, the sporting directors, Ashley Cole, Frank Lampard was with them. They're all pictured celebrating together, which are probably good PR for them, isn't it? You know, get Frank Lampard and Ashley Cole hanging out with them. But, you know, clearly they care and they want to win. You know, they're not, you can have all your, I know they divides opinion, the owners. I've been very mindful of going too radically either way on them, because obviously I want to win, but at the same time I've been very, very firm on me liking some of the stuff they've done that I've been asking for a long time. And if we're winning games, we're buying young superstars like Esteval Willian doing the Cole emojis and Cole Palmer's post, he's joining, like we're building the superstar attacking young team. They're all locked down for a decade, so we don't have to worry about them going to Real Madrid or Barcelona. Maybe it's good. Right? Maybe. Of course, the proof will be in the pudding, and that pudding, let's be real, is delicious trophies. Eating pudding out of the trophies. A tiramisu out of a Champions League trophy. That's what I want. But for the meantime, the vibes are good, surely, right? Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Thank you for joining me as always. Speak about Palmer, speak about Sanchez, speak about the manager, speak about the project. And yeah, man, thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing. And I do hope to see you back here soon. Peace.